Good morning. Welcome to day 18. Once again, frozen last night, so we had some solid shoes and socks in the morning, so not great, but we had a little fire for breakfast and warmed up a little bit. The sun is partially out, but clouds keep coming in and kind of ruining that, and there's a breeze. It's pretty chilly, so it's just going to be another cold day. I think the high of today is like 54, which when going through these river crossings and with the breeze is pretty damn chilly. But we only have 7 miles to get out of the Gila River. Then we'll be at Snow Lake. And then from there, I believe we're slowly heading up out onto the open desert, which will probably be the point that we start complaining about it being too hot. So we'll see how it goes. Here it comes. Water crossing number 1. Looks pretty cold. Oh, look at that technique. I'm not quite sure what I came across, but looks like a moth, and it is just chilling there, flapping its wings insanely. The frame rate on the camera can't even show it. It's going so fast, but you could probably hear it. You might be able to notice that the Gila is no longer the formidable foe it once was. Right now I'm standing in like low shin depth, maybe high ankle. So all the tributary creeks and streams that contribute to this river, we've passed almost all of them. So now we're just left with water coming from Snow Lake. So much easier to cross, a lot less wading, narrower, shallower, and pretty weak flow. So it's pretty easy at this point, which is nice. It's definitely starting to come down now. Starting to get little clouds of hail. It's chilly. And just like that, not 10 minutes later, the sun is out. All right, baby. All right, we have made it to the top of the middle fork of the Gila River. So we're about a little less than a half mile from Snow Lake, which is up Snow Canyon that way. And then down there, you can kind of see it's kind of dirty water. That's Snow Lake. This is Helita Creek. And when these two form, right down there, that becomes the Gila River. So that right there is the beginning of the Gila River. So we are all done with it and on our way up to Snow Lake and then beyond. All right, we are at the southern end of Snow Lake. It just came from down there. And we get this beautiful sight. All right, we are now leaving Snow Lake campground. We stopped here to have some lunch and rest a bit, dry out our clothes a little bit. So my socks and shoes and things are now half dry, which is good because my body heat should be able to dry them the rest of the way. Still pretty cold out. The sun feels good when it is out, but the breezes that come through kind of strip our heat. So still pretty uncomfortable, and it probably will continue to be that way for the rest of the day. But our next stop is to a pond that's about 6 miles ahead of us, and that's the next water source, because now we have to start worrying about water again almost immediately. So after that pond, I think we have, according to the GPS, like 22 straight miles of no water. So that's right back into the dry section. Ice this fast all the time. So according to the GPS maps, this is the last water source for 22 miles. So I decided to fill up 4.5 liters of water. and also consume 1. So that leaves me about a liter of water for every 5 miles, which should be fine because we're walking on mostly flat gravel roads during this time. So we are calling it quits on day 18. I just found this little camp spot with a little fire pit right there. 17 miles today. That started out freezing our butts off this morning, going through the Gila River a bunch of times, and then going up and over the hills with very cold wind. So we're happy to be in the trees where there's at least a little bit of a wind break, and we'll be happy to get a fire set up pretty soon because now that the sun is going down, my fingers are starting to freeze. So yeah, we'll call this the finish. Set up camp, have some dinner, have a fire, and then get up tomorrow morning and do it all again. So check out some of these pictures and let me know what you think, and we'll see you tomorrow.